In 2024, something shocking happened. One of America's most iconic restaurant chains filed for bankruptcy. Red Lobster, the company that introduced millions of families to affordable seafood, suddenly collapsed under more than $1 billion in debt. Restaurants closed overnight, employees lost their jobs, and customers were left wondering, how did the seafood giant fall so far? Was it bad management, corporate greed, or one disastrous business decision? And now, the biggest question remains, can Red Lobster save itself? This is the complete story of Red Lobster's rise, fall, and fight for survival. The story begins in 1968 in Lakeland, Florida. A young entrepreneur named Bill Darden had a revolutionary vision, but this wasn't his first restaurant. Years earlier, at just 19 years old, Bill Darden opened his first restaurant in Georgia called the Green Frog. It was special not just because of the food, but because it welcomed everyone equally, regardless of race. At a time when segregation was still common, this was a bold decision. It showed Bill Darden wasn't just building restaurants, he was building the future. Years later, he saw an even bigger opportunity. At the time, seafood was considered expensive luxury food. Only wealthy people could afford lobster and shrimp, and most seafood restaurants existed only near coastal cities. Middle-class families living inland rarely had access to seafood. Bill Darden wanted to change that. His mission was simple: democratize seafood, make high-quality seafood affordable for ordinary American families, and that mission became Red. The name Red Lobster wasn't random. Bill Darden had a pattern of naming restaurants after colorful animals, like his first restaurant, the Green Frog. According to his wife Mary, the name Red Lobster came during a brainstorming session. It immediately felt right. The name was perfect. Lobster symbolized premium seafood. The color red attracted, and it was simple and memorable. Interestingly, the word lobster comes from the Old English word lopistre, derived from Latin locusta, meaning locust, because lobsters resembled insects to early observers. But Red Lobster was about to become much more than just a name. It became a revolution. The first restaurant was an instant success. Customers loved affordable seafood. Within just 2 years, Red Lobster grew to 5 locations, and then something massive happened. In 1970, General Mills, one of America's largest food companies, acquired Red Lobster. General Mills wanted to expand beyond packaged food. Red Lobster was their entry into the restaurant industry. With General Mills' financial backing, Red Lobster expanded rapidly. Restaurants opened across large major cities, suburbs, shopping districts. By 1983, Red Lobster had over 350 locations. It expanded internationally, entering Canada in the 1980s. Red Lobster was no longer just a Florida. It had become a North American seafood empire. Then in 1991, Red Lobster introduced one of the most famous restaurant items in history, Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Warm, buttery, cheesy. Customers loved them. They became a symbol of the brand. In 1995, General Mills spun off Red Lobster into a new independent company called Darden Restaurants. Red Lobster continued to grow. Bill Darden had achieved his vision. Sadly, he passed away in 1994, but his legacy lived on. Red Lobster had become America's seafood king. During its peak, Red Lobster dominated the casual dining industry. Its menu became legendary. Cheddar Bay Biscuits became its most famous item. Live Maine lobster offered luxury at affordable prices. Endless shrimp promotions attracted millions. Ultimate Feast gave customers lobster, crab, and shrimp in one meal. Admiral's Feast offered fried seafood platters. Crab legs became one of the most popular premium options. Red Lobster wasn't just selling food, it was selling experiences, memories, family celebrations. But while customers enjoyed seafood, corporate decisions were quietly destroying the company. In 2009, Red Lobster tried to modernize its restaurants. It introduced a new bar harbor design inspired by coastal New England. The new restaurants featured the stone towers, wooden shingles, nautical interiors, warm lighting. But design wasn't the real problem. The real problem came in 2014. Ain't it ding? Under pressure from investors, Darden Restaurants sold Red Lobster to Golden Gate Capital for $2.1 billion. This decision would have devastating consequences. Golden Gate Capital made a critical financial move. They sold the real estate of 500 Red Lobster restaurants for $1.5 billion, then leased those buildings back. Now Red Lobster had to pay rent. By 2023, rent alone cost $200 million per year. This drained profits and weakened the company. In 2016, Thai Union, one of the world's largest seafood suppliers, bought a 25% stake. Thai Union owned the entire company. But even that couldn't stop what was coming next. In 2023, Red Lobster made its biggest mistake. It made endless shrimp permanent. For just $20, customers could eat unlimited shrimp. Customers loved it, but Red Lobster underestimated demand. Shrimp is expensive. Customers ate far more shrimp than expected. Red Lobster lost $11 million in just one quarter. The company raised prices to $22, then $25, but the damage was done. Red Lobster was bleeding money. By 2024, Red Lobster had over $1 billion in debt. It closed 93 locations. Then suddenly, restaurants across 28 states shut down. Furniture was auctioned off. Employees lost their jobs. On May the 20th, 2024, Red Lobster filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. An American icon had fallen. But then a lifeline appeared. Fortress Investment Group stepped in. They acquired Red Lobster and appointed Damola Adamolekun as CEO. The youngest CEO in company history. He had already been named top CEO Rising Star, Fortune's 100 most powerful people. His mission was clear: save Red Lobster. His plan focused on closing weak locations, reducing costs, improving customer experience, rebuilding the brand. Red Lobster survived bankruptcy in September 2024, but survival isn't victory. Now, Red Lobster faces its biggest challenge: winning back customers. Red Lobster's story teaches one powerful lesson. Even billion-dollar giants can fall, but sometimes they rise again. The question is, will Red Lobster make a comeback or disappear forever? Comment below. Do you think Red Lobster can survive? And which company should I cover next? Subscribe to Company Blueprint because every company has a story, and we bring it to life. If you want to see how another iconic brand survived bankruptcy, watch my video, The Impossible Comeback of Chuck E. Cheese. Thank you for watching.